Hello, people. Welcome to 15 Minutes of Talkin, episode 140, 149. The show where 100, whoa, 349. The show where, we're in a hotel room because we're on a trip. 15 Minutes of Talkin is a series where I set a 15-minute timer, talk about whatever I want for 15 minutes. Once the timer goes off, I say a short goodbye, end the video, and it all has minimal editing. Stop the video, let's get started. Oh. The scooter really. This is probably one of the farthest distances from the camera I've recorded. And anyway, don't mind the voice drop. I just forgot to voice train for a second. Let's start the after breakdown. This guy was covered in an episode. Hold on one second. Ah, come down a little closer to you guys. Just for now. So I need to be on my computer to look up the stuff for the after breakdown. Huzzah. Whenever I was walking to my hotel room today, my hat, it blew off in the wind multiple times. Like, from the car to the hotel room. Like, obviously there wasn't wind inside. Let's see, I wore this hat in episode 309, but that's not whenever it was covered. Let me check whenever it was covered. The after breakdown might be a little bit slower today because of, hotel Wi-Fi. Okay. This guy was covered in episode 170. This guy was covered in episode. I have an image in my mind of the episode. I just don't know the episode number, but I know what it looks like. Like, I know whenever I see the thumbnail for it. I use my white colored shirt as an outfit shirt quite a lot. Ah, this guy would cover episode 257. What? Not this guy. This guy. This guy doesn't count because he's the undershirt. And this guy was covered episode, hold on. 330. Okay, I have to break down over. Excuse me. Let's start special interest time. Today's special interest time is, what is it again? Musicals. Uh, so, musicals. Musicals. The guy who didn't like musicals. Musicals. Uh, well, let's see. A musical is a play where music is used to tell the story. I'm so smart, guys. I'm just the smartest man alive. Don't you think? Don't you think? Anyway, musicals. What is there to talk about with musicals? Ooh, uh, hmm. Someone else is taking a shower. I just see water swishing through the walls. The view is amazing. I can't show it to you because it would like totally dox me, but the view is amazing. But that's not what we're here talking about. We're here to talk about musicals. We're just here to talk about with musicals right now. Uh, no, hold on 1 second. I will just be leaving you for one minimal second. Hold on. I didn't do switch too. Uno momento. Sorry it took so long. Anyway, because I have Rapunzel's Prince from Into the Woods on my Tomadachi Life Island, I am going to use this as an excuse to continue breaking down each character on my Tomadachi Life Island from yesterday. Sadly, I can't do that for tomorrow's special interest time as that's Norse mythology. And I don't have any Norse mythology related characters on my island. But I'll find something else to talk about. I've actually logged in today. Oh, right, I was talking about Bob. You never got to see Bob, did you? Okay, yeah. So, uh, hold on. Let me look through my messages because I once sent a friend an image of Bob. Okay, there we go. So you can't see him very well. Uh, one day, I got during lunch, I got bored and I had a pencil in my pocket because I had just gotten back from taking a test. Uh, and I had my lunch tray, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna draw a silly little guy on my lunch tray. And then I ripped out the part of my lunch tray and taped it to the art wall. Uh, and then my cousin was at a restaurant, and they had mini French flags. So he took it home, and he was like, hey, what if we put this on Bob? So he did. And this is the beauty that has come out of it. I told you can't see him very well. Uh, maybe if I turn the brightness. Yeah, no. Maybe if I turn it slightly up. It's gotta be a good balance to where you can see him, but you can't, like, if it's too bright, it'll look like that. Oh, I also blur that out, really. I forgot to. Yeah. I think you get a good enough impression of Bob. And Bob is iconic. So obviously, he had to be the fourth resident that we added to Artwall Island. Right now, I have him in a little, like, villain costume, so he's wearing a little bit of a mask, but you can barely tell. So, this is Bob. Uh, he was indeed the first. We decided to make him 13 years old. That's how old I am. But it wasn't how old I was at the time. My birthday has passed since then. Uh, so, yes. Bob is, as you can see, a silly little guy. Let me show you him over here, because you can see him better. Uh, yeah. See? That's Bob. Bob is cool, Bob is great, Bob is grand. Okay? Uh, I even drew in the little French flag and his hat and his name pointing Bob. I'm actually very proud of Bob. Uh, with my previous work being Dysphoria Monster and Candyman, I think Bob was probably my best me as of yet that I myself had done because obviously Mandy, who was created by my cousin, thank you cousin, is peak. Uh, okay, so that's Bob. So our next me, uh, I don't really have a picture of the original, but my cousin has a special interest in clowns because he's also autistic as I am. Uh, so when we were first starting the art, well, he was like really into clowns. So he was drawing different clowns for the art wall. We actually have a whole entire little spot of the art wall just dedicated to clowns. And obviously, arguably the most famous clown ever, Ronald McDonald, he had to draw him. So, pretty early on in the art wall, he drew Ronald McDonald, and I think it was the first piece of the art wall that was colored in colored pencil. Like, we had pieces that were printed out in color, and we had pieces that were drawn not in color, but I don't think we quite yet had pieces that were drawn and in color. So I think that credit goes to Ronald McDonald. I'm not sure. I'd have to get home and look at the art wall more. Excuse me. But yes. So then I think we decided that Ronald McDonald had to be drawn, had to be transferred to Artwell Island. So here is Mason's rendition of Ronald McDonald. Because we have a rule that the creator of the original drawing or photo has to also be the creator of the me. Mason has his own island. He just does this for fun. Thank you, Mason. So yes, put a lot of effort into the face paint. Yeah. Now a funny little thing happened. Ronald McDonald was our 5th resident on the island. So we wanted to introduce everyone to each other, and at one point it said, Ronald McDonald was born with some company. So we were just like, let's introduce Candyman to him. So we go over, we put Candyman in Ronald McDonald's spot. It was like on the beach somewhere. And then we get the cutscene. Candyman, upon first sight, fell in love with Ronald McDonald. So like, and then the next day, it happened again. Ronald McDonald fell in love with Candyman. So now they're married with 2 children. My mom's calling me. I'm gonna decline my mother. Probably because I called her earlier because I wanted to deal with like Netflix password. So yeah. That was our first romance on the island, and for a while the only one. However, they both tried to fall in love with someone else, which is actually the next person that we're gonna cover. Let me just find it in my Keep Notes app because this drawing originated as a digital. Susie Puckerson. Oh, you can't see her. Sorry, you can see her full name. But a while back, I decided that I wanted to make a little game. I would just draw a bunch of silly little guys, and then ask the various people in my friend group, what's your favorite silly little guy here? Yeah, put a name. And we would have someone, and I'd have a different person for the first, middle, and last name. Now Susie Puckerson was, her first name was given to her by my mom, and her middle slash last name was given to her by my cousin, Mason. So yes, I honestly think Susie Puckerson is my best design out of all the little guys. She's the only one that's made it to the art wall. This is Susie Puckerson. Now, as you can see with her head shape, that's gonna be pretty hard to adapt to Tomadachi Life. So she's, as far as the me design goes, she's probably my least favorite one that we have there. So in game, this is Susie. I did give her the hunchback, like the walks with back hunched over trait, or little quirk, just to try to make it a little bit more like the actual drawing. As you can see, her posture is not very good. Uh, However, whenever we were typing in her name, we ran out of space for Puckersunched, so she's Susie Puckersunched, and then it's pronounced Susie Puckersunched. So she was the next me we created after Ronald McDonald. And actually, whenever I was creating her me, Mason was surprised to find out that she did not, in fact, have glasses in the original drawing. And for a while, I was like, you know what? I'll just make her have glasses in Tomadachi Life. But then one day, I just randomly decided I don't want to do that anymore. So I think I can make her eyes a little bit more accurate. She's my most, like, she's the me that you can best tell isn't, or is she's the me that would best blend in with a normal island, like just like with human characters and stuff. But anyway, that was your timer. Have yourself a nice extra day. Like and subscribe if you own Tomadachi Life. Okay, goodbye now.